Hello there, my name's Mark and these are my Dice Tales, and today might be a Halloween game. I'm going to be playing the Perilous Tales by Planet Smasher Games. Mike Hutchinson from Gaslands, trying to make things a simple pulp game. And I've still not done Pulp Alley. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, Perilous Tales, Halloweeny theme, Halloweeny time. Had me thinking of other pulp games, but I ended up pumping for this one for now. Now, do an intro, probably describe it. So I've got a band of, I printed out some Arkham models. I need to get the right sculptor and put in below. I will do that in the comments when I get to the video publishing stage. But it's Arkham Horror Pulp miniatures. That's why I've not touched a pulp game as of yet. I mean, I've done them in high fantasy pulp because I do so many other fantasies. I've just not felt ready for a game. So now I have. I've got some cultists. I actually rolled up the vampire, so I've got a team of professor, some students, cop investigator, the guy that finances. That's the story that I came up with in my Scooby-Doo head. And they, for whatever reason, they've got a GPS tracker, and they know that their stolen equipment has gone to these caves, and they've sort of turned up. The financiers come along to say, you know, finance equipment, or you're finished. I can't finance this anymore. The students, there's a jogging jock. Who's just sort of happened upon the scene. She must jog past this area. Just as the students are about to go in the cave, the investigator shows up and said, "Oh my god, there's been terrible deaths going on in this area. What are you doing here? We have to get out of here." And then in the woodlands outside the cave mouth, they can hear threatening, ominous chanting. So they're forced into the caves. They need to go through the caves to escape and hopefully find their equipment and not run foul of anything that could possibly be perilous. I'll leave that for the intro, and I'll see you on the other side. Timestamps below for sort of middle-endish game. It's a really simple game. I'll do my thoughts on the other side. I do have Instagram below, other links below, all below. So see you on the other side. Hello there, welcome to Mark's Dice Tales. This time I'm looking at a game called Perilous Tales by Planet Smasher Games. This is a beta. It is the same beta since it came out in 2020. It hasn't changed. I've been wanting to put it on my channel for a while, just get it played. And I finally played it last night because I finally got some pulp models that I'm satisfied with. This is a little investigator with a flashlight and a gun. This is just like a random little girl, in this case a student of the professor. Not the best paint jobs in the world. I like this one. This one is pretty cool. This is like the jock student. This is a running student. And finally we got the shifty rich guy that's financing the project. So I've rolled up a game. Normally they suggest playing on a 2x2 because I shrink everything down. These are little 15mm, but they were 32mm, so I shrunk them to 50%. This is how they came out. Came out quite well. I'm surprised. They're a little bit spindly. Oh, I've got these great cultists as well. They're definitely Arkham inspired. He's got a couple of Kickstarters. I've got some models coming out with cameras as well, but I don't think they're coming till November. Anyway, this game is a horror-based game. It's meant to be about survival, so I'm not too sure how killy it is. I did ask on the forums because I was worried about having no guns, but apparently everyone in this game has a ranged attack, and I've been wondering, I don't. These characters didn't strike me as having ranged attacks, but if a grisly cultist monster blob tentacle was coming at me, I would probably grab any stick, implement, rock, and throw it. So that's what we're going to go with. Everyone can shoot. It's she's obviously got a pistol, but it actually makes no difference what their ranged weapon is. It can be, it could be a catapult maybe for the students in the pocket. I mean, they're all just uni students, I guess. Anyway, the theory is we are a professor's team. His equipment's gone missing. There's been strange people disappearances, and obviously the shifty financer wants to find out what's going on at his university. The professor and his team have worked out it's in these caves. An investigator is investigating the missing bodies. Because the student's going along, the friendly jock student is coming along as well. So that's how they all Scooby-Dooed, Buffy'd into the same area at the same time for my episode of this Perilous Tale. I have rolled up a vampire horror, so we're going to be seeing bats, cultists, and a vampire. This is something I might change. I mean, in my head, I know how to do the rules now for Kill the Master. Yeah, let's stick with it. I rolled it, and I'll stick with it. So I've got, on this game, you choose 3 random objectives to achieve. I rolled I think there's about 20 or 16 or so ish. And I rolled a 3, 4, and 5, which was bizarre on a 20-sided dice, sequentially 3, 4, 5. What did I roll? I rolled recovered equipments. So when I'm on the enemy side, which is quite nice because my board is delineated by a line, I can investigate any piece of terrain. And if I succeed, I find an item and then I can carry it off the edge. So that was mission 1. Mission 2 is escape off the far edge. So I just need to get 3 of my 5 bodies off the edge and I'll get points for that. Even better if they're carrying equipment. And the third one, which I wasn't quite pleased with, was kill the master. So I didn't think it was going to be a killer game. There are other cool scenarios. I'll probably talk about them at the end, so I'm not ruining the sort of play video. As I mentioned, there was a camera one, which I was quite interested in because of a great PlayStation game called Beyond Good and Evil, where you were an investigator and you went around taking photos of things instead of killing things. It was fantastic. That was a great game. Anyone remember that? Put it in the comments below. It's a very simple game. There are basically only 2 character types. I'm going to say my investigator is my leader. 3 stats. There's a wound stat, a skill stat, and action points. The leader has 12 wounds, 4 skill, which means she rolls 4 dice when she's doing a test, and 3 action points, which means she can do 3 things. Everyone else is exactly the same. They have 8 wounds, no matter who they are, student, professor, shifty millionaire. They have 2 skills, so they're going to roll 2 dice, and they have 2 action points. They can do 2 things. But there is a small list of traits, maybe about 6. But basically, you can give each person a trait, and the leader can have 2 traits. So my leader has got crack shot and hair trigger. Crack shot means she gets 1 extra skill dice when shooting, and hair trigger means she can go into Overwatch, or in this case, Eyes Peeled, for 0 action points. So she can basically do a full move, and then if something comes into her view, she has a shoot at it. My professor, he is a handyman, so when he interacts, he gets +2 dice, so his skill goes up to 4. That's going to be handy on the other side of the board when I'm trying to find my equipment. My student has got spots hidden, so she can look any of these red tokens over here. They are threat markers, and if they're in line of sight, I can look at it and see what it is. They have numbers 1 to 8 on them. 1 to 5 are possibly monsters, and then 6, 7, 8 are possible random events that will happen in these cave systems. So you could make those up. You can make a little table for whatever setting you've gone, for warehouse, boat. There's a couple of ideas in the book: Arctic base, alien, spaceship, Egyptian mummy crypt, etc. What else can we do? Millionaire, he's got discretion, so if a baddie's standing next to him, he can try and escape from it with a bonus to his skill. And I think that's all we need to know. So there's a couple of actions. So you can walk, you're not going to be running anywhere. Again, I'm going to halve the movement. So normally you walk 4 inches, I'm just going to walk 2 inches. Normally your range would be 10. I'm going to be shooting 5. The leader has a power where she can give pep talks to other people to give them advantage. And how it works is you're going to choose 1 dice to be the difficulty. So every task is just going to have a random 1 to 10 difficulty. You're going to roll that. So 6 difficulty. And say my standard mook had a skill of 2. I just need to beat that 6. So they've got a 9, so I've got 1 success. If this was combat, that might be 1 wound. If it was searching for my lost loot on the other side of the board, that would be a success. If I rolled under 6, it's a fail. Simple as that. If I had advantage, I would roll the target number, which is probably going to be the yellow dice, both times, and take away the highest number. And then I can roll again. I just got 1 pass there. And I think you need about 7 or 8 D10s. It's just purely D10s. That's it. Let's get on with the game. Escape. We're coming to the tunnels. I'm guessing it's one of these where the rocks close down behind you. Oh, then again, you might run off the board. So maybe they don't close down behind you. We need to go in. We need to. The millionaire is prompting us saying, "We will shut down your enterprise, Professor, unless you find that equipment." The smart, level-headed investigators come along and said, "Hold on, there are dead bodies going on here. We've got to be cautious. So let's take our student school trip off to a good start." So I'm going to use Eagle-Eyed Lady here. Let's call her Alice, because she's sort of in Alice in Wonderland blue and white dress. And I think from that table edge, you can see across this wall, to this threat token here. So one action was to move, her second action is to spot. So I'm going to roll a difficulty dice, and because I have a skill of 2, hopefully you can see these over here. So difficulty 3. Now sometimes there is a minimum difficulty. For shooting, the minimum difficulty is 5. So you'd roll the dice. If it was higher than 5, keep that. If not, say 5 is your difficulty. I've got one pass, which I think allows me to look at this difficulty marker. And it has the number 2 on it. Nice Roman numerals there, if you know what that means, kids. So number 2, so you look at the vampire scenario. And number 2 is a thrall. So she's spotted, maybe in the lamplight. So technically it's still a threat marker, but just for a visual aid. It's not revealed, it doesn't know I'm there. I've spotted it, it hasn't spotted me. So in the gloomy shadows of the cavern, a robed figure. Oh my gosh! Rightio. Just for knowledge, they have an aggressive trait that tells you what AI they're going to be using, which is basically move towards you, try and hit you. If not, move towards you. They have 6 wounds and a skill of 5. They are much more violent than me. Now I can throw a rock, as I say. Well, she's out of actions, but I can only shoot 5 because of the gloom. Who am I going to move next? So cultists I might want to avoid, so I might want to go around this way now. I had a great article on Facebook. Someone was sort of putting together their game and talking about interactions. So I thought, my shifty millionaire, he's the kind of guy that says, I'm not going to stick with these guys. This is too spooky. There's a cultist up there. I'm going to go my own way. So I'm going to try and sneak around and survive myself. Do you know that idiot? That one in Aliens that locks the door on the Marines? That's going to be him. So I'm going to move him. Now, if we move within 6 of a marker, it gets revealed. And we go and do a villain phase. So this is 5. Are we going to reveal that? Is it in line of sight? I think it's in line of sight, so you reveal it. So technically it is behind a cliff there. So that was 2 moves for the shifty guy, going, I'm going to do this on my own. I don't need you or your student looks. I might do the same over here with the running students. I don't know whether to bunch up or just go somewhere different. Maybe she's just out for a jog, doing her sporty things. So 1 and 2. I think I was a bit... Okay, so that's 3 students have moved. Professor, so he wants to be as fast as possible to get to the other side of the board so he can start investigating things. So 1 to there, 2 to there. So you can get sort of around this one. We'll avoid the cultists, we'll go the other way as pointed out. And finally the leader with 3 actions. So 1, 2, 3. She's got the flashlight, she can go first. So that's all the heroes have moved. So you then go on to a villain phase. The villain phase. First, make a threat check to see what unseen perils await. So I've got a threat marker over here, number 1. So turns don't really matter, but it is threat. The game will end when you get to 10 threats, so there is a little bit of a timer, which I quite like. It's a villainous check with a skill equal to the current threat level, 1 dice, with a minimum difficulty equal to the number of heroes in play. 5 heroes in play. So he wants to roll. So do I not roll? I just roll 1 dice. It's a villainous attack with a skill equal to the current threat level, 1. Okay, so 1 dice. And a minimum difficulty equal to the number of heroes in play. This check always has advantage, so I don't get the advantage bit. Alright, so the minimum is 5. So I'm going to roll 2 dice. So it could have been 7, but because I have advantage, I take away the highest, and my next dice down was 5. That is it. So if it was lower than 5, I would go for the minimum of 5 anyway. I've rolled a 10, which is 2 successes. So that's a crit. So you look on a table in the book, just a simple table, and it tells you what to do. And usually it's do the thing and then possibly do the thing on the table below as well. So we've got 2, which is the Noose Titans. Each unrevealed threat marker, which is all of them. If there is a hero within 10, move 1 each towards the hero nearest to it. Else move 1 towards the centre of the board. So this one's got a hero within 10. So within 5 in this case, I'm halving all my distances. So 1. And I think this one would then be revealed. I think we can see each other there, so I'm going to reveal that. What forgot? Is that a Roman numeral readers? It's a V and a 1. So that is 6. Now that is, I'm pretty sure, it's a terrain one. I'm going to use basic locations because I don't think there is a creepy cave. There is a graveyard. There is a dig site. I mean, we're not quite. I don't think I'm getting sandstone vibes. Ocean liner, merchantman ship, submarine. Wow. I'd love to make a submarine board, that would be nice. Okay, so let's just go with basic ones. So 6 is 1,000 cuts. So we'll look at what 1,000 cuts is. When revealed, the revealer suffers a skill 3 attack. This peril remains in play. So that's like a rock fall or something happening there. Every time I go within 3 inches of it or something like that, it remains in play. If a hero activates within 6, they suffer a skill 3 attack. So let's do a skill 3 attack. So I'm going to roll 3 dice. So again, I'm still going to have a target, a random target, which is my yellow dice, and then 3 attacks. So my target was 2, which is terrible for my hero, and all 3. So I've taken 3 wounds on the shifty millionaire. 1, 2, 3 marks off on my piece of paper. He has a maximum of 8, so he's gone the wrong way. He's gonna go blast. I've gone the wrong way. I'm gonna go and rejoin the heroes. So I probably doesn't want to push through there. He'll be attacked again. I'm guessing he's going to get attacked when he moves away, to be honest, because he's going to activate and move away. He's immediately hit, and then he's going to be hit moving off. Nasty. But we didn't like him. He was the shifty guy we're booing for. Everything else is going to move, did I say, towards the centre of the board. Oh, also, they ignore walls and things when they're in marker states. When the models, they will become... Well, this guy, I know he's a cultist, but he is a marker still. This one's moving. Ooh, are you within range? 5, so yes. So he might step out. So he might just move forward. Closer, maybe can't see because of the rocks, I think. There's still a surprise there. Over on the right. Shadows. Why there's so many shadows in these caves. Bow, bow, bow. Dun, dun, dun. And then, after you've moved all the counters, it goes on to say, there we go, threatening overture. Dun, dun, dun. Increase the threat level by 1. So next time, there'll be a chance of more successes because they'll be rolling more dice. So back to the heroes. He cannot get past that threat in 1 turn. So he'll suffer an attack. He's going to suffer an attack now, and then he'll suffer an attack next turn, and then he'll be next to cultist. He's going to double back. So Shifty... I'm talking about this guy here. Shifty Millionaire is going to flee. But because he's activated by the rockfall, and I can't give him a pep talk or give him any advantage on this. Oh gosh, he's rolled a 2 again, and all 3 are successes. So 3 more wounds. I've taken 6 of 8 damage. Ouch, he's almost dead, just from a random event. 1 action, and now he's outside of the range. Pretty sure he's outside of the range. Gosh, how big is this range? 1,000 cut. Lethal. It could be lethal. So it'll be within 3. So yeah, I've got half my range because I'm playing small scale. So he's safe. He's got away. And 3. Could he have got through it then? He would have taken damage, got to it, and then got to it. No, he would have taken damage. I think he's doing the better thing, the more cowardly, shifty millionaire thing. I think I should have come with you guys. All right, can anyone spot? I don't think so. Fortunately, she's too far away. So 1, 2. He's going to get to there. I don't think anyone can spot. Yep, so literally I just need to go up to that threat marker. So now she's got 3 actions. But now I'm within 3. Now I've got a 0 action for eyes peeled. So my hair trigger. So if I reveal this and it's a monster, it's going to attack me, but I'm also going to attack it. And dun, 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 it is the 1, and the 1 is the vampire. That is unlucky. That is probably going to be very painful and going to be a very short video. We've either got death through 1,000 cuts that way, death through nasty pointy teeth that way, and literally only 2 other ways. Might have to go and beat up that cultist, search over here and try and escape over here with these guys, while the tough sportswoman and the leader distract the vampire. We got a plan. So, how is my hair trigger? I'm just going to quickly look at my hair trigger traits. This model counts as eyes peeled Eyes peeled until the end of the round. The first time a villain spawns in line of sight of this model may take any one attack action targeting the spawn model. I think it then goes on to say, it suffers disadvantage and interrupts any ambush. So he was going to be ambushing me, but I'm interrupting the ambush. Interrupts the ambush. Do you still continue to ambush after that? Interrupts the ambush. Interrupts. Yeah, you still continue it, wouldn't you? So I have 4 skill dice. I get +1 because I'm also a crack shot. So 4, 5 dice. But I'm on disadvantage, so I'm going to roll 2 target dice. Keep the higher one. Oh my gosh, these yellow dice are absolutely pathetic. That's pretty good for me then. Just make sure disadvantage is as I say it is. I roll 2 difficulty dice, discard the lower one. So I'm going to take away the 1, oh dear, and keep the 2, which is always roll a 2. So everything over a 2 is a hit. Luckily everything, so I've done 5 damage to the vampire. That's his blooming heck. What a hero. Got 10 wounds. I've done 5. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. What were we worried about? I haven't given her a name. Scully. Obviously it's Scully. I've given her red hair. She's got a flashlight and a pistol. Don't I? Yeah, Scully. Blooming heck. She never did that to Michael Toombs. That vampire's going, what the heck? I thought I was the villain here. Am I the bad guy? Oh, I love that phrase. It's now going to attack me. So we start the villain phase, I think. If revealed marker indicates a master or a minion, number of 1 to 5, spawn the indicated villain within 1 inch of the revealer, which you pretty much are anyway on my scale, close to the threat marker that revealed it. When you reveal a master, increase the threat level. So we've gone up to 3. Revealing a peril. If the 6 to 8 immediately read the text of the peril, some perils remain in play. We're not spawning a random ambush. When a villain is spawned during a hero phase, as a result of revealing a threat marker, it ambushes the revealer of the threat marker. This interrupts the hero phase and causes the villains to immediately seize the initiative. When a model ambushes, following set, spawn within 1 of the revealer, placing it close to the threat marker, we said that, immediately end the hero phase. So there could be a tactic. I should have moved this guy first just to get him closer to do investigating. So that's something to think about on other turns. Begin the villain phase by making the threat check. Right, so now it's got advantage. We've still got all our heroes, so let's roll for that. Again, gosh, should I get rid of these yellow dice or what? But now it's 3 dice beating 2. Crits, which is 2 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. 4 successes is Crawling Chaos. Each hero makes a horror check, then apply the Noose Titan. So if I fail a horror check, then they basically heard the guns go off, and possibly a vampire roll. If they fail it, I think they're just going to sort of like move away. Horror check. When it make a horror check, make a skill check. If no successes are scored, make a walk action directly away from the closest villain within line of sight or towards the hero's board edge. So, Mr. Millionaire, you might run off the board here. Oh, now you're working. 7. But luckily we've got 1 success. So he hears the gunshots. Maybe it's a bit vague. He's not too bothered. He's probably got a gun in his pocket. Professor. 4. Needs to beat a 4. I think I rolled a 2 and a 1. So he's freaked out. And that's no good because I want him on the other side of the board to gather his equipment. Alice. 7. She's failed as well. Directly away. Oh, I guess there's an exit here. She can crawl through that. Scully herself. 6. Oh, she's braving. She's sticking out. And Jock 10. Do you need a 10 to beat that? Can you even beat that? I guess. So yeah, gosh. Sorry guys. I guess that is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I think they when it comes around to my turn. So we're still in the villain phase. Now we do the Moose Titans. Move each unrevealed threat marker. If there is a hero within 5, yes, move 1 towards the hero. You're going down there. You're just coming down. You are going to the center of the board. So the cultists are meeting. That one's going to stay where it is. This one is going to move to the center of the board because it can move through walls. This one, are you in 5? I guess you're in 5. So the gunshots have attracted the threat markers. Then do the threatening overture. Dun, dun, dun. Increase the threat level to 4. So we're already almost halfway through the game. Barely touched the other side of the board. And the tactic's bad. My tactics really that bad? You must activate each villain once in order of how close they are to the heroic board edge. So I've only got one villain revealed, and he is an aggressive vampire. So aggressive, check. If the model's behavior may be conditional, so you can have a look at the vampire, see if he's got special rules. At the end of the villain phase, pick this model up and place it with one of a random hero. It's just going to go disappear and teleport around and bite people. Bite that turns. If it kills, or if it wounds a model, it's marked, and then all the thralls are going to try and target the marked one as a priority. And then there are other red vigor and electricity, but I think they are optional at the moment because they're in a different colour. So whether he's thinking they're a bit powerful or not, I'm not too sure, because they are beta rules. Okay, so got 4 hits on her, and I forgot to put... This guy's got 5 hits, so that makes it easy for you watching on the video to keep track, because I'm noting it in my book. And that is the end of the villain phase. We're looking shaky for the heroes. So back to another hero phase. So now we know if we reveal a token, it's going to end our turn. One of our missions is to kill the master, and he is half wounded. And he's now appeared next to Alice. Can we get a picture of Alice? Do we want to move the scenery out of the way? Let the scenery down. Whoa. We know Alice is there. So I'd like to take out the big bad, because if he's doing that much damage... See. How many attacks can I do? I don't think there's a limit to say 1 attack. Each hero has a number of actions which can be spent to take the following actions with the cost of 1 action listed. These actions may be taken by any hero. All her actions mean the hero any. It does say any, it doesn't say they must be 1. So let's actually know what I'm going to do. 1, escaping with her seems like a good idea. Find something in the rubble in this empty room, away from all the threat markers. But because she's the book plucky leader, move her back so she can see Alice and the prof, and give them advantage. Give one of them advantage. Whoa, tricky. Because she's badly wounded, I also want to get her out there. She'd also do a shot. She just did so much damage. Right. 1 action. Move away from these blasted threat markers. Ah, kill him here. I'm not finished with you, says Scully. Action 2. Give Alice a pep talk. So 3 dice. Use the yellow dice again. Anyway, we passed it. We got 1 success. So now Alice will have advantage. Alice has picked up a rock, ready to pound this vampire's teeth in. And now Scully herself will shoot. Now she doesn't have disadvantage on this one. So she has 3 dice. She got +1 for crack shots, so 4 dice. Oh, she has 4. No, she gets 5 dice. She could take out the vampire. 4, so she's got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Ouch! So the vampire will go down to 1 wound. Obviously a lesser vampire. Move, pep talk, and shoot. Oh, damn. I'm within 5. There's no other range. There's no cover in this cave. Lucky. I had a cover to this corridor. I didn't have cover to that. There's kind of a narrow corridor. So I think I've got enough going on the table. Just unlucky, vampire. Maybe the odds are in my favour. So that is Scully. Let's do Alice. So she's now got advantage. So I'm going to roll 2 target dice. I'm rolling the yellow ones again. Take away the highest, and she's missed. So her first action has missed. So we're going to try again, and we're going to get rid of these yellow dice because we don't like them. Even though that wasn't a 2, but I don't think I've got advantage on this one. So 6. We've hit him. We've hit him twice. We've killed a vampire. She used the big black rock. Boom. Good night. You don't see that in the horror movies. Whack. Well done, Alice. Student of vampirical slaying. She is the next slayer. Oh my gosh. So that's her 2 actions. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I think we're emboldened now. I think the plan will still be go down this route. See if they can maybe draw off some tokens. Yeah, let's go for it. Or do we stick with pep talking boss? Now let's try and separate them. I'm sure he would love to investigate the vampire, being a professor, but 1 and 2. We're going to go across into here. And the dividing line is here, so you can't start investigating these. Millionaire, get away from that edge so you don't run away with fear. You know, guys, I'm bleeding. Have you not got any first aid pack? Professor, I can't believe you're leaving me in this state. Yeah, he's doing that. I don't think you need to roll 4 movements. I think you do. You do just move. Yes, it doesn't say skill check. Like the Doomed, for instance. Jogger. Jogger. See if you can trigger that, because you are the last person to move now. So 1, and then 2 is going to get you through that door. Beep, 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 beep. Yep, I think. I'm coming! All this crazy maze work, I'll find you! You've now come and revealed this threat marker. 3! 3 is a thrall, again, I'm pretty sure. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 is a thrall. Shing, 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 shing. This blade wielding cultist. Again, that interrupts, that ends. And pretty much it spawns within 1 inch, which is fine for the aggressives. Let's get rid of these threat tokens. So we go to the threat phase now. It has advantage and it's rolling 4 dice. And it takes away the highest one, so it needs to beat 3. It's got 1 fail and 3 passes. 3 passes is crawling. Each hero must make a horror check. Did I use the right skill? Anyway. So Professor Horror, you needed to beat a 9. So you're going to run back 1. We're not going to get to that side of the board. Oh my god! I can hear chanting! Shifty Millionaire. I want to call him David Tennant because I've given him a blue suit. Success! What are you doing, Professor? Get yourself together. I'm bleeding here and I'm going to stick around. Alice, the Vampire Slayer. Oh, she needed a 10. And that's not a 10, that's a 1 on this dice. Weird 10-sided dice. I wish I had more plain. She's going to flee. I just killed a vampire. What's up? Blood on my hands. Did I kill someone? Is he dead already? I don't know. Scully. You need to roll more dice, but you beat it, so you don't need to. So she would be rolling 4 dice. She's a leader. And finally, this could save her life. 9 failed it. So she's actually going to run away from the cultist, so he won't be able to stab her. Like, nice. He will be able to catch up because he will move within 1 inch, but I like that she's a running pose as well, so that worked out. Planned it. Then apply the News Titans. Move each unrevealed threat marker if it is within 10. Unrevealed within 10. Move 1 closer. So we know what this threat marker is. Cultist moving closer, but not within range. Close to the center of the board. Move close to the center of the board. Come down these steps. Kalimar. Then redo threatening overtour. Dun dun dun. 5. Halfway through the game, we have done 1 objective. We've killed a master. Cool. Now we do the revealed cultist, which is only him. So we know check if you're in range, do a villainous attack. If not, advance, then do a villainous attack. Its attack is skill 6. He's just as bad as a vampire. Now she is tough and ignores the first wound. Needing 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to take 3 wounds from that because I'm going to ignore the first one. 3 wounds to my tough students. And for those following at home, here's a visual token. End of. Following along so far, how am I doing? I think it's back to the heroes. Right, so if we reveal that will be end of turn. So we do that last. Let's get Alice. Alice. You'll be safer with Scully. Get back in there. And at least get off that side of the board. For some reason, the escape is that way, not this way. Maybe there's more cultists chanting out here. That'd be cool. Let's go with that. Ooh, right. Do we want to kill a cultist or run away from a cultist? We are engaged. So there is a disengage type rule. Escape from combat. Skill check. Target the model with the highest skill value. Engage this model. Randomize if multiple. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you're engaged with multiple things. Minimum difficulty is equal to the target's skill, so 7. Skill of a thrall is 6. The skill of a thrall is 6. Otherwise, the action fails. I think that's it. I think we need to get Jogger out of there. Maybe she can lead him on a merry chase. Let's do it. Needs to beat a 1. No, she needs to beat a 6. So she hasn't beaten a 6 with 2 4s. Immediately take a walk. I'll do it again. 10. Fail. So she has... I should have just fought. Well, even then, if I was fighting, it wouldn't have done anything, would it? So I had a choice. It would have been the same sort of outcome. Alice has moved. Now, if I move her, at least she gets to shoot with her hair trigger. All right, sorry, some technical difficulties there. I'm running out of space. David Tennant's trying to run away, my shifty millionaire. Professor passes it. He's got Guts of Steel. Alice, the Vampire Slayer, passes it with a 9. And Sporty Nerd fails it, which saves her from the cultist and leads the cultist away, hopefully. Let's walk away, but she might leave the table edge, which would be bad for us. Right. Then do the next thing. Move each unrevealed threat marker. If there's someone within 10, move towards the center of the board. You're still a threat marker. It's sort of piling up near there. Then increase the threat. Over to us. So 3 threat markers left. 1 baddie on the board. Let's try and get some equipment and escape. So we don't have pep talk anymore. So it's just going to be a target dice and 2 dice from my remaining heroes. And they're not going to trigger. So 1, I'm going to say he's not over the edge there. And 2, he's going to move away from that threat marker. Move to there. But he could search this doorway next turn. Alice is going to do the same. 1 and 2. Right next to the Professor. Now, there is gang up rules as well. So if we're charged, we can maybe get a slight advantage. I'll have to read that rule. David, go and be a distraction. 1, 2. Hi, come over here. Come over here, cultist. I think I forgot something. I think I forgot to move him. So he's going to move 1 inch and then 1 inch, so he's caught up. Ready to attack next turn. I think that's all he needs to do. And then it's her turn. Does he move and attack? Is that second one an attack? No, I think it's just a move. I think they move like slow monsters. I certainly hope so. So it's her turn. She's going to thwack him this turn. Whack him 1. Fails it. Target number was 8. Only got a 7. Let's escape. Target number 6 got an 8. We have managed to escape. Like it this way. So that makes him at least advance. It's like that running slowly. And they will advance on me, I think. Over to us. Oh no, increase the threats. Did I do that? I now lost 7. I don't know. I'm lost. And then, yeah. No, I think that's right. No, I think I did. 6. Next will be 7. Oh, right, my turn. Investigate this doorway, Professor. You have extra dice. Needs to be a 5. Got a 6. Lucky. He's found one of his pieces of equipment. Hurrah! So he's picked that up. If he gets off the board edge now, he's worth 2 victory points to me. I need to get Alice to do the same. So her next, but I think I might want to get her away from the threat marker. So I'm going to go 1 and 2. I'm going to go by this wall. So he's searched the doorway. She's going to search this wall, which might be full of shelves and tombs. But she'll have to do that next turn. He searched that. He can actually move off. So I think we're good in securing, killing the master, and getting off with a little bit of treasure. It would have been nice to get 3 people off the board. Maybe David's going to get out here. Let's see. Let's do... She's run away, so if he stays there and doesn't move, that will come towards him, which buys them time. It makes no difference. It's going to come towards me if I go here anyway, isn't it? So, Shifty Millionaire moves up. We know there's a cultist there. He spawns next to me. I can't interrupt him. He has 6 dice. Needs over 2, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 8 wounds. We've got 2 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. David has been brutally slain in a horrific horror movie way. The last person we got to save, really, is the students. Can she leg it? She's got tough. She can really duke it out. And if she can find equipment, even better. Right, I think we're on the last leg here. Last couple of minutes. If I've not got too discombobulated with the turns. So threat level 6 dice now. With advantage. Needs to be an 8. So that's good for me. Got 2 successes, 3 successes, Only 3 successes this time, which I think is still crawling chaos. Everyone does a horror check. This is where we run away. Sporty is going to run away. She's almost at the table edge. Professor. Oh! He's going to run away, which is no good. I just want to get him off the board. Now you can pass that object to someone else as a skill check. And Lady 3 gets an 8. She's passed. Okay, so we've done the horror check. Everything moves. Are we in 5? Yes, they're going to move towards us. So they're going to... That's going to be an inch. That's going to be an inch. But we know what it is. I think that's going to reveal anyway. And that's going to be a swarm of bats. And they obviously spawn next to you. So can the Professor fight off a swarm of bats and then increase the threat level 6? This is where it could be difficult to remember to increase the threat level. You sort of do an interrupt on interrupt. The bat will attack first. The bat attacks wounds 3, skill 3. And then they disappear on the board as well. Target 1. So 3 wounds to Professor. He's not taking any wounds yet. 1, 2, 3. Of his 8. Got 5 left. That's everyone done. Oh no, this guy has revealed. So basically move 2 inches. Check, move, and move again. Hero turn. Kill the bats or run away. I think running away. He's got equipment. Target 3. So I've done 1 successful walk away. And then I'm going to walk away again. Now technically I think my board is a little bit big. But he might have made it off. Alice, the Vampire Slayer, needs to find some equipment. Target 2, she's found some equipment. Brilliant. Give her a marker for that. And again, walk off the edge. Which I think is too far for the bats. Hold on. The bats are going to go to a random person. So we've got 3 people left. So do we have a D6 handy? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would have been Alice. So Alice, now we've interrupted that turn and basically had a retro refit. That's just boggling with my brain. Yeah, so she can't search while being attacked. So she will have to fight off or move to a different wall. What we can do, if we say that the success was leaving the combat, and then the second, which is a free walk, and then the second one, she can search this wall, needs a 10 blooming die. Oh, got 10. We've got it. So she's found a gizmo anyway. We're in a similar situation. Brilliant. And then this hero is going to try and run back into the cave. She knows she can't go this way. So she's going to leg it that way. Then it's the villain phase. 7 dice with advantage. Needs to beat 3. This is going to be a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that get us on the next table? Yes, from the shadows. Each master removes 3 wounds. If I'm dead, I don't think I'll come back to life, do I? Then select a hero with the fewest friendly models within 3. If multiple, choose the closest to the hero edge. Spawn a minion within 1 of that. Then apply the next one. With the fewest friendly models, that's the runner, spawn a minion within 1. Oh, the minion's coming on from this side, from the hero edge. Then do the horror check for everyone. Sporty Spice passes. Alice fails and moves away. 1. And Doc passes. Then each unrevealed token. This one's going to move an inch and be within 3 of her and be the other bat swarm, which will move to attack. This one, and it's got 3 to attack. 2 wounds to Alice. Alice hasn't taken any wounds yet. 1, 2, and then go to a random hero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to jump to the Professor. Then all the other minions are going to do something. This one's going to move 2. 1, 2. We've got one here which is going to attack. Let's just do a movement 2 there. This one's going to move to attack. Right, so we've got 2 attacks going on. And then I think we're going to call it perhaps. Let's do this bat versus Alice. Needing a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's got 2 wounds left. This cultist down here who has 6 needs a 9, so she's got good defense. That's 2. 3 wounds to ignores 1, so 2 wounds to tough student. She's taken 5, and threat level goes up. Did I do that? I need a chart because I'm using my own notes. I need a chart. All right, new turn. Professor is going to escape and walk off the edge. He's past it, so he's escaped with a piece of equipment. Sorry, students, I'm going to leave you behind. Alice is going to try and escape. She fails it. Trying to escape again. She passes it, so she's done a walk. Because she's gone up the stairs. Let's go up the stairs. Professor, I'm coming. Don't leave me. And Sporty Spice wants to walk away. Fails it. Wants to walk away. Passes it. 1. It's just 1, isn't it? And that's it. Everyone's moved, haven't they? So it's threat level. And I don't have enough dice. 9 dice. 6, 7. So we need to beat threat level 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the trap is sprung. Move 2 unrevealed threat markers furthest from any hero towards the target hero. Each minion removes 1 wound, then apply from the shadows. Just spawn a minion down here for this poor sporty woman. So she's a goner. Then the news titans, all the marks have been revealed, so that doesn't matter. Oh, that's a horror check for everyone. Okay, this is possibly going to be the final horror check for Alice. Passes, finally. And I think I passed that 9. we're immune to horror now. She's got 2 wounds left, I think. Yeah. And Alice has got 1 wound left. Now the bats are going to attack. Oh, that one should have gone to a random person. 1, 2, 3. So it sticks with her, which means it's going to attack her. 3 dice. Target. 6. 1 wound. How many did you say she's got left? 5, 6. She's on 7 of 8. The other bat will move closer. 1, 2. This cultist will move closer. 1, 2. This cultist is going to attack. He's got much more dice than that. Hello! Oh, blooming heck. My blooming video cut out just before the end there. Look away now if you don't want to know the results of Alice and Sporty Jock. But unfortunately, are you looking away? Right. They died. I kind of like that the cultists were coming on from the hero board. That backs up my story at the beginning. That, you know, they're all outside the cave. They hear the chanting. I'm sure I've seen this in a horror movie before. We've got to press on through the cave because I'm not going anywhere near that chanting. And then, you know, things get worse. Alice, right, what was happening? It was a good story. It was a good story. Only the professor's surviving. He's going to be mad, scribbling his journal on the back of his equipment or something like that. Someone's going to find that in the future and going to go to that cave and say, wow, 4 people died here one day, and then it was all covered up. I wonder if we can go in there and YouTube it or something like that. And there'll be another massacre in the caves. So I like that bit of the story. Entered 5 persons entered, 1 person fled. Our final score was 5 points. We got 3 points for killing the master, 1 point for getting 1 body off the table, escaping off the opposite edge, and 1 point for taking a piece of equipment that we found on the opposite end of the board with us off the table edge. So 5 points, and that is on the table in the book is a not the party's finest hour, a second to last. You can score 10 plus apparently. For that, your leader has to survive, and I think everyone else there has to be no casualties, and complete all 3 of your missions without dropping any points. Wow, that sounds quite hard. So what did I think of the game? I was smiling at the end of the game, so that is a pro. So sad that my heroine didn't make it out. I don't know if I know enough about pulp. Do the heroes generally survive? Is a horror pulp a different thing? I have been looking it up. I've been looking up Doc Savage. I mean, obviously there's Indiana Jones. I think my era of pulp was probably Adam West on TV when I was growing up. Batman, Lost in Space, Land of the Giants. The Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants was good. Going out, gathering gear, trying not to get picked up by by the child giant and put in a cage and a doll's house. Time Slow, I don't quite remember as well. UFO, all the sort of grey, grainy, black and whites TVs that were repeated. I obviously didn't see the originals. I saw the repeats, but they were very good. Lost in Space, Danger, Will Robinson. But yeah, heroes tend to survive. But if it's horror, did this play out right? One guy survived. That seems very true to horror. The poor heroine that kills the monster didn't survive. Oh, she could come back as a vampire in the next one, maybe? That'll be cool. What are my thoughts on the game? A few bits. So, one, I didn't like the horror checks bouncing me back. I just couldn't get into that second half of the board. The second half of the board was very cluttered and tight. All those threat tokens sort of merged very quickly. I have played 2 games of this. So I sort of play it just to see how it goes, see if I can get the rules in my head. Then I play it again on video and forget all the rules and end up reading them again. It kind of works in that format, I think. But yeah, so my criticism, I seem to get back. I think my dice rolls for the threats, for the enemies, was quite hard. Can I blame the dice? I do not know. It was a fun game. It was 45 minutes bits, filming and gibbering. It worked out. It had a story. I came up with a story for my characters. It was a bit more fighty than I wanted it to be, but I could have maybe chosen the scenario. I rolled these scenarios up and stuck with them. And one of them was kill. I would have preferred the one where it says get evidence. One of your characters has a camera and he needs to get into range 6, take a skill test against the master to get an evidence token. And when you take a photograph, you increase the threat by 1. And at the end of the game, if at least one model is alive with the evidence, so they don't need to make it off the board, they just need to be alive at the end of the game when it gets to threat 10 or other conditions, and you end up with 3 points. That's a bit more cool. It's a little bit more involved than kill the master. Rescue the prisoners. We had recovery equipment. Destroy the idols. Stop the ritual. What's going on in that one? Something to do with increase. That seems to rapidly increase the threat. If there's a first time an idol is successfully interacted with, score 1 to a maximum of 3. So each of the scenarios is 3 victory points. You get an A+, truly heroic. We just got a 5 in that one. We got, I guess we did something. We got off the board, we can tell a tale. We weren't just completely party wiped, as it seemed. And the other thing that bugged me was once my leader died, I sort of ran out of choices. Now, all my characters were very samey. Yeah, it's just 2 dice. Whereas the other games on my list, I think, have a choice of different character types. You've got I think in Pulp, they tend to call them like the stars, the co-stars, the extras. Especially, I think that's the leader, the henchman, the extras, the goons. But this one was just 5 people, 1 leader, and 4 others, and they only have 1 skill differentiating them. So maybe I would explore more of that. I mean, I know he wants to keep it a very simple game. It worked, and I just need to play it more. So I'm blaming the dice. The dice roll badly against me, especially on my threats. It making me do a lot of horror checks. So could we think about doing horror differently? Maybe the first time you fail horror, you're just sort of shaken. Second time you feel horror, get disadvantaged. Third time you feel horror, you move away. Because moving backwards to move forwards again, that was mad. But it could have potentially saved me from a few stab wounds from the thralls, especially Sporty Spice Jock. She got saved by failing a horror check and moving away. I don't think she needed to take a disengage check. Ooh, that could have been a rule to look up. But they are my thoughts on Perilous Tales. It was a beta that came out in lockdown, and this is still the same rule set on the website at the moment. So I've got a couple pulpy models now, so I think that's what put me off playing some of these other games that I've managed to pick up. Fear of Dark looks very narrative. This one looks a bit more killy wargamey. I have played this when I was looking for like a different rules for Skyrim, something a bit simpler than Skyrim Call to Arms, but still something light with enough gumph to it. And I like the author of this one. I watched his YouTube when I was very into board games, and he likes adventure games, so I thought I might as well worth checking that one out. Might do a video on that. That's Pulp Alley, and again with Pulp Alley. So this game, when you rolled a skill check, it could have been anything from 1 to 10, pretty much. And I think that's what threw me in Pulp Alley, even though I've got the skills in Pulp Alley. So I might send my good spotter or my handyman to go and interact with the interactive bit and not the fighty bit. but then I'd pull a random card and it says, oh, do a fight or a shoot. So I thought, oh, just sent I've got my fighter purposely blocking the doorway. Why's my specialist suddenly having to fight to get interact with a MacGuffin? And that's what kind of got me with Pull Pally. And I always thought I'll just change that. I just say, right, it's an interacting skill without trying to break the game. I'm going to revisit it because it might just be a perception from a few games. I often play these games like 2 or 3 times and then move on to another rule set. So it could be me. The Doomed, I'm still playing. I did play another game. I did video it, but then I scrapped the video because I didn't like how it played. But I have progressed on that campaign. The Doomed is very similar, light mechanic. I mean, it's definitely fighty. There's not much interactions with other objects on the boards other than trying to actually destroy the idols or nexuses. I think it does sort of mention opening doors, and there is a vault with a door to open on one of them, but it doesn't really cover it extensively. So a bit like 5 Parsecs or Hardwired, you can introduce other aspects, and it's just a quality check. But I do like the idea of just looking for a game with that extra specialist. You've got your quality, you might be a good fighter, but you might be rubbish at interacting with things. And then you bring along someone else who's good at interacting with things. That's how adventure games work. That's the barbarian and the thief. I think that, to me, is what I'm looking for and I've not found in a game. So maybe that'll be my leaving thought today. So, Perilous Tales, nice little Halloween game, still in beta. So really can't compare it to other games. It's free. We've seen it use D10s. It was fun. I had fun. I was smiling at the end of it. That would be a takeaway. When you're smiling, you had fun in that game. You made up that story. I can see the Arkham professor writing his near-death experience in his own blood, and then the next person happening across that. So that bit works. Getting into the story, getting into the theme of the thing works. So ticks for that. But repetition, do I want to go back to it just for scientific purposes to find out? I mean, that was my second game. I did play one game beforehand. I can't say it went too differently. The vampire ate my investigator, but we did find a few more objectives, but I think then we just got mobbed and we couldn't get off the board. It might be a top party killer. I just gave up because I was learning the rules game, and I think I had them down enough to play this video. And it's nice and Halloween themed, so it should be uploaded for Halloween. Happy Halloween, people! I'm sure there's much more exciting Halloween videos out there. Oh, evil medical cough. Alright, that's Mark's Dice Tales. I'm going to be signing off for now. I can see big robots in the future. I can see floaty boats in the future. I can see other pulp things in the future. I don't know what the future looks like. So it's misty. All those things, all those components are there. It could change. Anything can change. And heartbeats notice. So I'll leave that with you. These are Mark's Dice Tales. I've been playing Mike Hutchinson's from Planet Smasher Games, The Perilous Tales. I will see you on another night.